The Dallas Cowboys season comes to an end next week after the Giants match up. And these are my grades, so come with me. So the Dallas Cowboys season is pretty much a wrap. Didn't make the playoffs. Probably going to sit at 500, just like Las Vegas predicted. So we got to grade two coaches. Offensive coordinator coach, head coach, and the defensive coordinator, Matt Eberflus. So starting with number one, Brian Schottenheimer. Brian Schottenheimer got hired in the offseason last season after the departure of Mike McCarthy. And Jerry Jones did this hire. Now Brian Schottenheimer comes from a background of coach, dad coach, great coach, a very disciplined coach. And Brian Schottenheimer comes in here during the offseason, has, amplitude, amount of energy during the offseason and during training camp. And this guy shows that he is going to be the difference maker in Dallas, and he showed that. So I am giving Brian Schottenheimer a grade of B+ because this season he took control of that offense. He stepped in year one with a tenured quarterback and made it happen. Got on the same page with them and made things happen. So moving forward, I definitely think that Brian Schottenheimer needs to be in Dallas for a very long time. Now, it's going to be up to Jerry Jones, of course. But I need Jerry Jones to give Brian Schottenheimer a little bit more power. Because I feel like if he has a little bit more power than he has, he can go hire his coaches. Oh, man, we might have a great football team again. So with me giving him a B+, the offensive plays that he called throughout the season, some of them were skeptical. That's why I gave him a B+. Some of them were like, why'd you put CeeDee Lamb in the backfield? Why? Causing him to sit for 4 weeks with a high ankle sprain. Why are we putting Kevontae Turpin in the backfield and running in between the tackles? I can see putting Kevontae Turpin back there and running a toss and getting him to the outside to use his speed. But in between the tackles, he doesn't run that much. Only time he sees in between the tackles as much as probably a kick return or a punt return. And them guys are not nearly as big. So some of the play calling was skeptical, which is why I'm saying B-. But some of the play calling was pristine. And when I say pristine, to the point where you would think Brian Schottenheimer has been there for 5 years with Dak. That's how much they gelled together. And I'm with that. But what I can say is that Brian Schottenheimer, he came in and he took over this offense. He took over the offense. And yeah, you can't say team because Jerry Jones run the team. We all know Jerry Jones has the final say. We all know that Jerry Jones does the hiring of the coaches. Brian don't. So with that being said, guys, Brian Schottenheimer had a great year in Dallas. Unfortunately, he did not have a great defense, a coordinator or a defense. So that doesn't show as much. But Brian Schottenheimer needs to stay in Dallas. He needs to continue his ethic and his work ethic towards these players, because I'm going to tell you now, just off of Hard Knocks and the way he runs that team behind the scenes, yeah, that is a leader. That is a head coach for you. And I love the way he talks to these guys, and he makes a difference, guys, in these guys' lives every day. Because we all know that Dallas Cowboys, man, we had a problem with discipline. We still do. We still tend to pick up a lot of penalties. And that leans on the head coach a little bit. That doesn't lean on a position coach. Yeah, but that leans on the head coach due to being taught discipline. Due to being, when you do something wrong, you got to be held accountable for it. Because when I was in football, yeah, you did a false start, you running laps after. You running laps. That's just the way it was. What is these repercussions for these guys jumping offside? For these guys lined up in the neutral zone, for these guys to be holding all the time, guys to be false starting all the time, personal fouls, unnecessary roughness, penalties. When is that going to stop? Because in my opinion, that falls on Brian Schottenheimer, and I hope Brian Schottenheimer realizes that, because the Dallas Cowboys have always lacked discipline. So that leads me to number 2, Matt Eberflus. Now, we're going to go ahead and give bro a F+. I'm going to tell you that right now. Because there has been multiple occasions that I've seen this man run zone when we're good at man. Or run zone and have all the secondary confused, talking and communicating right before the snap of the play. So therefore, he's in their ears telling them to play, which might be last minute, which is cause confusion on the defensive side of the ball, which leads to wide open men, which leads to gaping holes of a run play. So F+ for Matt Eberflus. He needs to pack his bags. He needs to get out of Dallas. I don't want him in Dallas anymore. Jerry Jones, please fire this man as soon as possible. Because Matt Eberflus, he fails to make adjustments. There was a few games I had some hope. I mean, don't get me wrong. There was a few games I had some hope. That first game against the Philadelphia Eagles, the Green Bay Packers game during the beginning, and that 3-game stretch versus the defending Super Bowl champions and the Super Bowl contestant that was in there versus the Super Bowl champion. I had a little hope. But now, now you're going up in the booth, acting like you dissecting. You ain't doing nothing, brother. Your scheme and this personnel don't go together. You need to go. It's that simple. Matter of fact, go ahead and quit at this point. Because that's how much of a blunder you are. I mean, you came in. Now, don't get me wrong. You came in and you just got fired. Then nobody wants you in Chicago. And here come old Jerry Jones walking in his little walk, coming to hire you. And you took the job. And now look. Horrible defense. I mean, just horrible. Just not there at all. This defense is bad. Like, if you want me to be honest, I have not seen a defense in Dallas this bad since I've been alive. I'm just going to be real there. It's just me personally. It may be when I was real young, yay high, like when I probably don't even remember the details and anything about football. But I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this, and I mean this. Jerry Jones, why'd you hire this man? What qualities did you see in this man after him getting fired from Chicago and not everybody wanting him in Chicago? What qualities made you say, yes, you're the right guy for this defense? I want to know, because obviously there was not no qualities, or them qualities wasn't good enough, because look where we at now, a horrible defense that can't keep opposing offenses out the dang on end zone, and letting quarterbacks that have 3 horrible games before us in a row, emerge from the ice. Like it's just like they just doing anything in the world, like they can throw for 400 yards against this defense. Now, like I said previously, some of this is on the defensive line. And don't get me wrong, that kind of goes to the defensive coordinator too, but then again, the defensive line has to get pressure. They have to learn technique to get off of blocks, to generate pressures. That's simple. And then to the linebacking core, oh man, we need help fast. There's some guys that I don't understand why we got rid of, such as Eric Kendricks. What did we get rid of him for? He's a free agent still. What did we get rid of Eric Kendricks for? I don't understand the logic in Dallas that on this defense side of the ball, and they have to buff up the defense. They want to see firepower. They want to see media. They want to see the drama with the offense. But when it comes to the defensive side of the ball, they just kind of just put it on your plate and like, here you go. You need to focus on defense moving forward. And if they don't get it, it's going to be an issue. It's that simple. There's nothing else moving forward. And Matt Eberflus gets an F plus from me because he didn't do nothing. He sat on that sideline all season calling them plays and didn't one play work. Maybe one or two. Didn't generate enough pressure to get no turnovers. Got one little interception by a defensive line. We didn't get no interceptions this year from the cornerback safety position. Nobody breaking on the ball. Nobody being physical. Only person I see being physical out there is the Marvion Overshown. And he came off ACL, MCL, and the PCL tear. How does that work? So, that being said, guys, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe button on your way out. It's easy, it's simple, it's free. But I definitely think, with these 2 grades right here, B plus and an F plus. Let me know what you think in the comments, because I think I'm pretty spot on. I mean, you don't want Matt Eberflus, or if you want Matt Eberflus, you got to be tripping. You got to be tripping if you think Matt Eberflus deserves any better grade than an F. It's that simple. So, with that being said, guys, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe button on your way out. Until next time, DC4L, deuces.